On Labor Day, thousands of union workers and community allies marched through Boston in solidarity behind the theme of workers over billionaires.
Workers built this country, and when the middle class was the biggest, when the middle class was the most prosperous, union membership was the highest. The super rich paid their fair share in taxes, and the economy was far less rigged in favor of the wealthy few. We are here today to say that workers deserve an economy and a government for the people, not the billionaires. And when working people come together in solidarity, we will rewrite the rules to win back real economic power and revive the American dream.
Beginning at the State House and ending at City Hall Plaza, the Greater Boston Labor Union organized the first of its kind march that displayed a united front across all Boston workers, reflecting the growing frustration among working class people and families as the wealthiest continue to attain more economic and societal power while the middle class declines.
I don't think there's been a wider gap between the upper class and the middle class in the history of the world, really. It's at an all-time high. Billionaires are getting richer while the middle class is getting poorer and shrinking. And there's a direct correlation between the labor movement and the shrinking middle class. The union's shrinking. It's getting harder and harder to get into a union. Corporations are getting away with a lot more union busting. And again, they're being allowed to. There needs to be reform.
For too long, the income inequality gap has continued to grow. The top 1% now controls over 30% of the wealth, while the bottom 50% controls just 2.5%. There are now over 700 more billionaires in the United States than there were just 25 years ago. The ultra-rich are getting richer, while those of us in the working class continue to fall farther and farther behind, making it harder to afford everything from housing to groceries and from healthcare to a secure retirement.
The marching union members made 5 labor historic stops, including 100 Sudbury Street, the site of the ongoing SEIU 32BJ strike, as well as the first public school in the United States, all while reflecting on what it means to be working class in a time when federal supports are not union-focused.
The labor movement knows that workers are what builds our cities and towns all across the state. And so when there's attack on our communities, when they're cutting Medicare, when they're cutting Medicaid, where they're trying to cut public education, where they've cut funding for all these infrastructure projects, an attack on our communities is an attack on our workforce. And the workforce that has built our cities, built our state, and that everybody, and built our democracy. So that's what's at stake here.
Unions are the backbone of Boston and our nation at large, and these union workers are worried not just for their own sake, but for the future of America's workers.
Because of the corporate greed, we need to continue to realize that it's the future that we have to continue to look out for. It's not so much the people like myself who's a little older, I'm going to retire, I'm going to have a great benefit package, I'm going to have a great retirement. It's the youth that are going to not have these opportunities. And if we continue going the road we're going, we're definitely going to have that issue later on where they're not going to have retirement. They're not going to have a good health insurance. They're not going to have the opportunity to make money and provide for their families.
The march was a prime example of why Boston is a union city that stands in solidarity with its industrious working class that continues to keep Boston moving.